What's the greatest moment of karma you've ever witnessed? I went to a Rolling Stones concert with a tour bus, and my parents brought me to the pickup place, and when I stepped in the bus, I sat behind an old woman and her daughter, and then she started making fun of my mom and telling her daughter how weird she looked and gave me nasty looks when she found out I was that woman's daughter she was making fun of. After the concert, I noticed she and her daughter did not came back. And then the bus driver said that they didn't came back because they've ordered their tickets from Marktplaats NL, which is a Dutch version of eBay, and the tickets were not valid at the entrance, so they never got in at the concert and went home by themselves crying. I've never laughed so hard at something I shouldn't laugh about. Best karma I witnessed happened today when I won full legal and physical custody of my two daughters and walked past my abusive ex with my head held high, who once told me, "You won't divorce me, you're too scared." My co-worker, who is from Eastern Europe, is a misogynist and always makes fun of female drivers, says women can drive worse as shit, etc. Well, a few months ago he got in a fender bender with the company truck and it's hilarious to me. I found out my supervisor of 4 years was sleeping with my husband. We all worked together for 4 years, basically, in different departments. I kicked him out of the house and wouldn't speak to her at work with my manager's blessing, of course. And a few months later, she quit, dumped my ex-husband, who called me crying on the phone. Then, about a year later, I found out she was caught doing the same shit, was fired from her new job since they were caught in the act at work, and the new married man's wife had beat the crap out of her. Both of them got their karma. I found a new beautiful partner who I've been with for 2.5 years, who treats me with respect and all the love I deserve from a partner. I love him so much and he's honestly my favorite person in the world. If I had to go through that again to find him, I'd do it 10x over. One night, my sister and I were talking about how awful period cramps were, and my boyfriend said he would just handle it if he had to experience them. Some 5 hours later, he wakes me up in the middle of the night to take him to the ER for kidney stone pain. Not knocking kidney stone pain, I know that's rough, but it felt like quick karma. I was driving on the freeway with a guy in a hot rod was tailgating me, despite the fact that I was in the far right lane. He got mad, wiped around me, got in front of me and brake-checked me. I had my 2 kids, one still a baby, in a car, so I just slowed way down and let him get ahead of me. When I got to the off-ramp, he was on the shoulder, pulled over by the state patrol. You best believe I rolled my window down and said, "Na na 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 na." A friend cheated with my then boyfriend and made me look like the crazy one with our mutual friends. I lost a bunch of friends because of this. A few years later, he cheated on her with a friend of hers. The exact same scenario and story played out with me, except this time she was the girlfriend. She had the audacity to call me up and tell me her sob story and told me everything I said about our mutual ex was true. I believe she's since been the other woman and the person who got cheated on multiple times. My brother-in-law's mom married a younger man who was in the army. At the time, she had a really good job and had bought a new house in an expensive neighborhood. Unfortunately, she was diagnosed with lupus and had to quit her job and go on disability. He immediately divorced her because she could no longer provide him with the lifestyle to which he'd become accustomed. He then got stationed in Oklahoma, where he started an affair with a married woman on post. Her husband found them together and proceeded to stab the guy. The wound became infected and he almost died, and while he was in the hospital, he received a court-martial and got a dishonorable discharge. I was in a group of people walking up 2nd Avenue in Seattle. Bicycles are really big there, and I feel like the city's pretty well set for them, lanes and everything. We stop at a light that doesn't actually get a lot of traffic coming down it, but that day there was a big SUV there indicating right. A cyclist blazed right through without stopping, and most of us muttered imprecation as one does. The unmarked police car turned on its flashers, raced after him, and pulled the cyclist over up the street. We all cheered.